During the meanwhilest.
During the meanwhilest?
No.
Well, hello, it's us, yes, it's us back again with yet another video in our little Nikon series, and what an exciting video we have in store for you today. Believe that, you believe anything. Now, I've made a lot of videos over the years where I go on and on about how good the Nikon D700 is and how it still stands up as, good enough for modern use today. Well, in this video, I figured I'd put my money, not that I got much, where my mouth is, walk the walk, instead of talking the talk, and shoot, process, and then print an image made with my D700 to hopefully prove that the 12 megapixel ancient but still absolutely glorious sensor is as good as I preach. Now, I think I've already shown that the camera paired with the 105mm micro Nikon lens, the GOAT, is more than capable of producing great images. But what about landscapes? It's a well rolled out theory that more megapixels is essential for landscape photography so that all that crisp, sharp detail you work so hard to capture can be revealed. Here are some images I shot with my D700 and an even more ancient 24mm Nikon AIS manual focus lens. One of those ones with the scallop thingies. Anyway, back in the early 2010s, and I think you'll agree, they're good enough. I think they're absolutely fine. I mean, if you're viewing images on social media, then 2 megapixels, to be honest, is more than enough. A 27-inch 4K monitor gives you a mighty 8 megapixels, so really all that extra resolution is unnecessary, surely? Well, no, it isn't. I mean, of course it gives you greater scope for cropping an image, and when I shot with my Fujifilm GFX 100, I could crop and crop and crop and crop some more, and still have a sufficiently detailed final result for most occasions. The same is true, but to a lesser degree, with the 40 megapixels my X-H2 possesses. What about printing though? I mean, obviously that greater resolution will make for a far more detailed print, and that's true to a degree. But even then, once you take viewing distance into account, I mean, it's rare to view a massive image from an inch or two away. Do you really need all those megapixels again? So let's get outside with my D700, the equally old and ancient and decrepit Nikon 17-35 f2.8 D lens, and have some fun shooting a couple of seascape scenes. Then we'll pick one, process, and then importantly print it as large as I can here at home to see what the result is. What fun, eh? What fun. Anyway, to the Batmobile. I mean Volkswagen. Well, to test out this 12 megapixel sensor for landscape purposes, see if it still stands up to modern scrutiny, I of course have headed to the Mumbles, one of my favourite places. The light is not great. Clear blue skies. But it's shining nicely on the lighthouse there, so we'll get a picture of that and we'll get back home and we'll print it. There we are then. Let's get a picture of the lighthouse, and we get some others as well, and I'll take one with my XH2 and the 10-24 to compare. There we are. How about that then? Okay, see you when I get down to the beach. Well, I found a nice composition. I'll show you in a second. It's a rock. No way, a rock on a beach. But it's got some green algae on it, and it's mimicking the rock then that the lighthouse is on. So it's picking up the green from over there down here. So I'm going to set up focus stack, obviously, focus on the rock, probably one on the mid-ground, one on the lighthouse. Get the image, get that in the can, and then you might have a play around with some longer exposures. I've got my 10 stock with me, which I will need on this brightest of bright days, probably just to get a 2 to 3 second exposure. But we set up and we get this, grab this shot now, and I'll just show you what we're dealing with. There you go, you've got that rock there with all the green, that lovely green algae on it, and then you've got the hill behind with the lighthouse again with the green on. So that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Let's get the shot. Alright then, here we are, back home. So let's hop on to my computer and have a butcher's at these images, is it? Why do we say hop on to something, by the way? Hop on a bus maybe, but a computer? These are the things that keep me awake at night, by the way. Anyway, we'll be seeing these images on the computer monitor for the very first time together. I've only seen them on the camera's LCD up until now, so they could all be out of focus rubbish. Anyway, let's get onto the computer. Right then, here we are on my Mac Mini, M2 Pro Mac Mini. There's a new one coming out soon, and no, I will not be getting it. Right then, here's all the images I shot at the beach yesterday. Lots of them, but I picked out the first two of the lighthouse, as I explained on location why I chose this scene. With like the mumbles, or one of the mumbles behind, and then you've got this almost mirroring shape in the green there. Right, it's not a fantastic image, but I shot two focus stacked. So that one's focused on the lighthouse, that one's focused on the foreground rock, although I don't think you're going to 100%, 200% maybe. I don't think there's an awful lot of difference, so I don't think I'll bother focus stacking. No, there's no point, is there? Let's be honest, there's no point. I shot these at f11, so really at 17, was it 17 millimeters? I think so. Doesn't say on here, does it? No, I think it was at 17 millimeters and f11. Most things are going to be sharp enough. So the foreground detail, this lens is really starting to show its age now, but you know, it's okay. Even down in the corners, not the sharpest, but we're gonna crop that bit out. So let's not worry about that. Right then, so what I'm going to do is my usual workflow of this image. I'm going to pop into the develop module. Here we are. I'm going to crop it first and make sure that look how far out my horizon is. There's no leveling thing on the D700, so it's like without a you know, what's it called, spirit level bubble thing, you're left very much to chance. And with my back being the way it is these days, I can't crouch down to. So I shot this from fairly low down. I can't crouch down to look through a viewfinder for too long. Anyway, we're gonna crop it to that, and then do a 4x5, and there we are. That's pretty well 1/3, as near as damn it, on the horizon. That's gonna be close enough for. What happened there? Why didn't that? That doesn't look straight to me still. Hang on. That still doesn't look straight, does it? Maybe no it is. I think this is it must be an illusion. Yeah, I think it's because everything's like sloping down that way. I think it looks like that. Right, first off, I'm gonna look at the exposure as a whole, and I think it could come up a little bit. So let's come up by 2/3 of a stop, and then we'll get rid of these blown out highlights somehow. Let's try the whites. Tell you what, I'll do that as a local adjustment after. Right then, next up, I'm going to deal with the sky, not the crop, with the sky. So choose the sky, intersect that with a linear gradient. Shift key to make sure you all stay straight. Is that horizon's not straight, is it? But it's going to have to do. It's going to have to do for this. Let's drag this down by one stop. There we are, one stop. And then we will fiddle about with things like contrast now. And I'll warm it up a little bit. There we are. It was a little bit warmer than that yesterday down there. Not a touch saturation. A little bit of texture and clarity just to bring out some of that, you know, make it a bit more crunchy in the sky. There we are. That's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do with that there sky. Right then, let's get rid of that. Right then, let's try and deal with these areas here now. Get a little bit of shadow detail back in there, and a bit more, I think, detail and clarity on here. So I'll do a new mask. I'll set the brush this time. I'm just gonna brush in this whole area. There we go. Look at that. Paint it red. Right then, let's bring up the shadows. Quite a lot actually. Bring them up to 80. That's brought out something there. Right then, and let's have a little fiddle with some again texture and clarity. There we are. That's a lot better. I'll look at sharpness right at the very end. I don't tend to sharpen my Fujifilm XH2 images at all. They're sharp enough straight out of camera, but these old Nikon ones, that's gonna need some sharpening. And looking, I probably should have not been so lazy, and I should have focused at this, but I didn't. Right then, let's look at these pebbles down in the foreground now. And what we can do there, we can do another linear gradient. Bring that up to there like that. Again, I'm going to lift the shadows, and I'm going to boost the saturation of these because I really want them to pop. There we are. That's quite nice, isn't it? That area, we leave that. There's nothing in there, is there? Let's be honest. And I think, to be honest, oh no, I'm going to deal with these when these highlight areas. New mask, right then. Brush. Let's get a brush out, a really small brush. Brush over that there. There we are. That's gone. Add another brush to do this area. Let's brush in. Just brush in with these highlights of slightly blown out. You know, there we are. I'm quite happy with that now as a finished article ready to print. But in order to print it, I don't want a what's it called? 10x8 or 5x4. So I want to print this as large as I possibly can at its native resolution of 3x2. So that's going to mean popping back into the crop thingy and going down here and choosing that. That's as big as that's going to get. I drag that up to the third. There we are. That's quite nice, isn't it? So now I've got a finished file measuring 2571 by 3856 megapixels or pixels. Megapixels. Yeah, pixels. That's not, yeah, there we go. So if I go into the print and I'm going to choose now, since I updated my operating system, the printer is not playing nice with Mac OS Sequoia, my Canon printer. It's just not. So right, I'm going to print this at 16 inches high by 12 inches wide. Now I need to do some some mathematics now in a minute. So, hang on, I need to look at this a sec. Let's get that more central. There we are. Right, so I'm printing this 16 by 12. So let's see how many pixels per inch I need to print it at. So let's pop back into library. Right then, so it's 3,856 pixels long. Where's my calculator? 3,856 divided by 16. That's 241. So I can print this at 240, I think, pixels per inch. And then have a really nice print. Right, change that to glossy, and I'm going to print it on photo speed Pearl. There we are. Go for that. Right there. I will now see you back on screen when this print is done. Right then. Wish me luck. Well, what do you make of all that then? Is the Nikon D700 still up to landscape photography today? I think it most certainly is, and I think I've proved that 12 megapixels can be enough for most situations, and certainly overkill for social media. The 17 to 35 f2.8 though, I'm not so sure, and I think it really is starting to show its age and shortcomings now, especially at that wider 17mm end. Something else showing its age is my Canon Pro 10S printer. Well, not it, but maybe the drivers. Canon haven't updated them since the latest Mac OS release, and while normally this is fine and the printer will play 100% fine or 100% well with older drivers, not this time round it seems, and it just took me half an hour of fiddling, retrying, and a lot of swearing to get this final print. Anyway, I've had a good old look at it, and it is absolutely fine with plenty of sharpness. Yes, I did remember to apply some, and here it is for you to have a look at. Well, virtually that is. There it is, and I'll put some close-ups on now. Anyway, some more images, or one more image from the D700 at Bracelet Bay, and a couple from my XH2, and to follow at the end of this video. And yes, I am going to attempt the daily advent videos throughout December, so this will be my last video on this channel at least until December. There may be a couple of videos over on my music channel, careful with the Axe Eugene, and there's a shameless link in the description if you can't wait until then. But until the 1st of December, just be nice to each other, okay? Ta-ra.
From 7 to 3, overindulged in the flesh like it's free. We're on a fast ride where monkeys killing time with machines. Making love that we don't even feel. You don't even notice if it's her or it's me.